Oh, it was getaway night down there at the center for the Flyers as they battled the Montreal Canadiens. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Clear the Ice, a Flyers post-game show here on the Edge of Philly Sports with your boy Matty B with the call, and of course, the entire hockey in a winning effort by the Flyers, 3-2 in had a lot. It had some really, really good offense by the Flyers. The Flyers dictated the pace. They dominated the play. They peppered Caden Primo all night long. Couldn't solve them really. But, at the end of the day, they get the win in the shootout. I'll take it. The Flyers have been struggling lately. And, of course, the story of the night was Jamie Drysdale. He did get his first assist, his first point as a Flyer, and hopefully a long career now in front of him here in Philadelphia. So 3-2 the Flyers win as they will now head out on their final, I guess their final really far away road trip, as they'll take a slide to the northern area, do some games against Minnesota, St. Louis, and Winnipeg. So 3-2 is your final tonight in the shootout. The Flyers win. And Joe Hale checking in with a great win. It was for a lot of different reasons, of course. The one reason, number one, the Flyers have been struggling a little bit lately, and as this good news story needs to continue, they need to win games against teams they should beat. Montreal's a team they should beat. Number two, obviously, with the Jamie Drysdale World Win Tour now complete, as he has arrived in Philly and played in his first game. You want to put all the Cutter Guccier stuff maybe in the rearview mirror. And tonight, we're going to talk a little bit about Jamie's playing style and what it's going to really mean for this team going forward, because it was totally on display in his one assist on the Morgan Frost goal. I want to show you a couple things about that. But that was definitely the second reason why it was important. And then the first, another reason why it was important, good, it's a win. It's always important with a win. So Flyers win tonight, 3-2. Let's not waste any more time, and let's head over to the box score as we do here on the program. We're going to talk some goals scoring. But the Canadiens actually kind of had themselves a little bit of a lead early on. Sam Ersson had some problems early in this game when it came to tipped shots. Sean Monahan would get the Canadiens on the board early in this game, 1:29 into the first period, his 11th. From Justin Barrow and Caden Dew to make it 1-0 on a play that was tip. Ersson was screened. It was tipped. I think it was tipped multiple times on the way in, as it beat him, kind of handcuffed him a little bit. And usually tip shots will do that to a goaltender. They'll handcuff a goalie, but it was 1-0 Canadiens. And then towards the middle part of the first period, at the 11:28 mark, David Savard, his fourth goal of the year, from Przeta and Slagovsky with the assist, 2-0 Canadiens, and again another tipped goal given up by Ersson as he struggled with trying to track the puck in. And you can't fault Ersson for tip. You can't fault, in my opinion, any goalie for a tip. It's just the way it happens. But the Canadiens found themselves up 2-0, but the Flyers were going to not be denied, as that would be your score heading into the first intermission. But I'm sorry. No, it wouldn't be. At the 15:41 mark of the first period, Owen Tippett, his 14th goal of the year from Konechny and Sean Couturier to make it 2-1. And let's actually take a look at that goal, folks, as we have a tendency to do here on the program. A beautiful kind of I don't know, it was like sort of a hair on fire type of goal by Tippett, as he was able to get some to get a rebound, be in the right place at the right time, if you will. But yeah, Tippett with the goal here to give them the to kind of put them sort of. Now let's take a look at this. Let's roll it. Just a regular zone entry here. TK on the point does a really good job kind of throwing it. This is actually really heads-up hockey. I like hockey like this. This is good coaching right here. TK's in no man's land up there by the point. There's really nobody set in the zone. As you can see, there's only two Flyers in the zone with him, and neither one of those Flyers are in any kind of position to score a goal. We talked about this last time on the program. This area right here, anything from the boards to the dot, they consider that in hockey bad ice, meaning that there's really nothing you're going to be able to productively do in that area. Everything from dot to dot is good ice. That's your prime territory that you want to like kind of focus all your attacking in. As you can see here, there's really nobody in any position. I believe the Flyers and Canadiens both were completing a change on this play. So TK throws the puck into the corner to wait for some help, and he gets it. And here we go. The play will now kind of start to develop. First things first, a little turnover, a little pressure inside. Now there's Tippett right here. Keep an eye on him throughout this play. The puck is kept in. There's Tippett. He's going to receive it. Now Tippett kind of gets this thing started as he gets the no-look pass as TK, who was, remember, right here, begins to kind of fill in, and then Sean Couturier taking his spot. But TK finds that open zone, open space. Beautiful touch pass by Tippett to find him. Look at the attention that TK is generating. He's generating 3 defenders. For the life of me, I don't understand why at the NHL level, we're constantly having this talk about over coverage. You have 3 guys on 1. That means there's 2 other guys open somewhere else, but that's what the Canadiens did here as well. TK will then now go back, and then this is where this play kind of begins to really develop. Couturier kind of comes in a little bit. Again, operating in that bad ice position as a defender. You can see that there's really not much attention being paid here on Sean Couturier, but he will be in a second. He's going to get the pass. Now it's all attention on all eyes on Sean Couturier. Now, you see these 2 guys here, 1 guy here. Now, this defender at least kind of looks like he's got his head with an eye at least on Owen Tippett, who's way back here, way out of the play. But Owen Tippett instinctively is going to go to the net like any young player should, or any player should in a position like this. Couturier then is now going to look for the touch pass. Again, Couturier had an option here. He had a quick option and a quick decision to make. Does he go for the shot? We talked about the bad ice. He's in bad ice. Primo had the angle. Don't really know if a shot would have worked there. He's going to go for an opportunity, because if you throw it towards the net there, you got, as you see, I believe it's TK right here. It's going to be either an attempted shot. You can potentially get a penalty. TK can get pulled down for a penalty. Or what's going to happen is what's going to happen with this goal. It's going to go through, and Owen Tippett, here, Johnny on the spot. Nobody is paying attention to Owen Tippett back here, coming back door, unmolested, as he will be the benefactor of just a bang-bang play. Primo bites on it. He's way out of position. And then just really, again, Tippett's speed, quick hands, back in the net. Really nothing you can do there. Just a very, very pretty goal for the Flyers. Flyers now up 1-0 in the game. Or I'm sorry, now they cut the lead that or deficit down to 2-1. And then that would be your score heading into the second intermission. And then heading out into the first intermission and into the second period, Morgan Frost, his 7th on the power play. That's right, another power play goal. Flyers were 1 for 2 on the power play tonight. Morgan Frost, the benefactor of the Jamie Drysdale assist and the Tyson Forrester assist. 2-2. That is your score. But before I show you this goal, I want you to take a look at something. We talked about Jamie Drysdale and what he might bring to this team. And I'm going to show you what he brings to this team because it was on display tonight. But here's a goal from him way back. I believe it's his first goal ever in his career when he was in Anaheim. And I want you to take a look at some of the footwork because this is what you're going to expect to see. And this is what Jamie Drysdale, a player like him, does for the Flyers now that he's with them. Again, oh, no, this ain't the right goal. Sorry about that. This is the actual Morgan Frost goal. Let me bring up the actual one I want to show you on here. There it is. Sorry. Nope, that's not it. Let's try that one. I think that's the one. That's the one I'm looking for. There you go. But anyway, this is Jamie Drysdale. This is actually his first ever NHL goal. So let's take a look at this. But let's look at what Jamie does here. Okay, so there's Jamie up here on the point. Now, good spacing here. He's in no man's land. He's in bad ice. But watch the lateral footwork. Watch all the attention that he is drawing as he moves center ice. He's got a guy on him. This guy's got one eye on him. This guy's got one eye on him. So when you have one eye on somebody and you're trying to defend somebody at the same time, obviously you're not in the most optimal position, right? Because they always tell you to be square with the puck or square with your guy if you're in a man-to-man coverage. And I believe in Arizona they do play man-to-man. So Jamie Drysdale has already pulled the Arizona Coyotes off their game in this particular moment. But look at this, the footwork, and just opens up all kinds of space, demanding a lot of respect and a quick shot in the goal. That was his first goal of his NHL career. Now let's fast forward to tonight on the Morgan Frost goal, because this was beautiful. This was vintage Jamie Drysdale on this thing. As we will roll it here. Flyers, as I mentioned, on the power play here for this goal. And let's look at this as he will. And here we go. So puck down low, nice little cycling, goes back up to the corner, and there we go. There's Drysdale up here. Now Drysdale's going to get it. Lateral. Look what he's doing now. He's causing the attention. He's got one defender on him. He's got another defender with his eyes on him. And he's got another defender with his eyes on him. And he's got a fourth defender with his eyes on Drysdale at this point. And then they're all going to flow with him. They're all going to move with him. What does that do? It opens up this area right here where Morgan Frost will vacate, or will actually fill it in. So the respect of the quick feet, the respect of the lateral movement ability of this player is already starting to benefit. And this is what the Flyers brought him here for. And it happens to also be on the power play. This is what a power play quarterback does, folks. And this is how you run a power play as a player and as a quarterback. Look at all the attention. He dumps the pass off. Now right here, this guy is woefully out of position. This guy has a decision to make, either come up on Drysdale or on Frost, leaving this guy open. And let this play kind of develop a little bit. So these two focus their attention now on Frost. There goes Lawton releasing down into the slot or releasing into the screen area. You got this guy down low, wide open. There's nobody on him right now. Right now, you anticipate this defenseman to head down this way. But let's see what happens. He doesn't. See, this defenseman pops up to take care of Lawton. They can't forget about Lawton. You got a guy backdoor wide open. This was all off of what Jamie Drysdale was able to do with coming lateral and pulling the defense over with him, throwing the puck back into space or creating the space. Morgan Frost fills that space. Morgan Frost now comes deep into the zone. He's got multiple options right now. He can shoot, he can pass, he could shoot again, and then, he could shoot for a potential goal. He could shoot for a rebound. You got a wide open guy here. You got Sanheim that's also in this position. Lawton's pretty much neutralized here, but there is so many options right now. The Flyers are definitely in a plus situation on this power play. Frost goes with the goal or with the shot. Look at the one-timer. He's setting up anyway for a one-timer, because what Frost could do here is pass. That would pull this defenseman down. Lawton would be in the slot all alone, but Morgan Frost decides to shoot, and boom, and there it is. Again, this is what having a player like Jamie Drysdale, what he could provide, is going to do for this team going forward. Look how he just pulled everybody over, created all kinds of space, created all kinds of options, and then the Flyers were able to capitalize, and that would tie things up at 2-2, and that's the way the game would remain heading into overtime, a fast and furious back and forth overtime spent mainly in the Montreal Canadiens zone. Caden Primo standing on his head for the Canadiens tonight, keeping the game tied into the shootout. Where the Flyers end up winning. Sam Ersson does not give up any goals, and the Flyers win tonight 3-2 in the shootout. And a beautiful win to end the homestand, the getaway game, if you will. And the Flyers are now on their way out to the great north, to battle some of those teams. Tom checking in says, welcome to Philly, Jamie Drysdale. Super pumped here in Philly. Yep, absolutely. Mark says, nice comeback win in the homestand. Randall says, a good win tonight. Steven Drysdale is an extremely heady defenseman we have been completely missing since Niski retired. I'm going to say this is what I look at. Niskanen does not have the offensive prowess as Jamie Drysdale does, Steven. And he absolutely has the potential of being let's call it maybe a Paul Coffey / I don't want to say Chris Chelios hybrid, because I don't know if Drysdale's frame, his build will ever make him more like, I don't know the durability issue with Jamie Drysdale is the only question here. At 5'11" and 185 pounds, he's not going to go into many. Hopefully, he doesn't go into many corners trying to win battles of pucks. Hopefully, they have him and they use him the way he's going to be used as primarily an offensive defenseman, and taking advantage of what I showed you there tonight of how he can just vertically move and really quarterback a play, power play or 5-on-5. It really doesn't matter. All that respect that he is going to garner because of his speed and his hands and his feet. But yeah, as he grows older and grows into himself and becomes more comfortable in his own game, I mean, a Niskanen type, a smart hockey player, absolutely. I'll give you that. And then Stephen also says it's all right-handed subtly with him. Yeah, you can never have too many right-handed players in hockey. So I'm a righty. You know, I do everything with my right hand except play hockey. I'm a lefty when it comes to hockey. So being a natural right-handed hockey player they call it the unicorn. And if you're a really good right-handed hockey player, you're like on the Mount Rushmore of unicorns. And we got ourselves a natural right-handed shot defenseman that we sorely needed. And yeah, there you have 3-2 the Flyers win in the shootout. Let's take a look at some of the team stats on the night. As I mentioned, the Flyers dominated the pace of this game on the evening. They outshot the Canadiens 39-19. They were 1 for 2 on the power play. The Flyers were. Canadiens 0 for 1 on their power plays. The Flyers were able to keep out of the penalty box, which is always good. Flyers blocked 16 shots. Canadiens blocked 26. Flyers took the puck away 6 times, and they gave it away 4 times on the season. Now, let's take a look as tonight was game 41. That's right. We are officially at the halfway point for the Flyers this season. They are now 21-14-6-8, 48 points. They have gone 15 for 131 on the power play. It has definitely improved as of the last couple of games. 11.5% effective, 131 times shorthanded, 113 penalty kills for 86.3%. Flyers have scored 117 goals, which is around 3 a game. They've given up 114, which is around 3 a game. They've registered 1,365 shots for 33 a game. They've given up 1,177 shots for about 29 a game. Their overtime record is now 3-4. Shootout now improves shootout record to 4-2. Shorthanded goals 10, a hefty 10 on the season. They've taken the puck away 255 times, and they've given it away 261 times. And they blocked 752 shots for 18 block shots a game. And since 2021 and 22 season, they've gone 78 for 584 on the power play for about 13.4% effective rate. And there you go, 3-2. It is time now to do my favorite part of the show, and that is when I talk to you about my 3 Flyers stars of the night. And before I do that, let me remind you that this segment of the post-game show is brought to you by Dave Cherry, Workman's Compensation, Motor Vehicle Accidents, Personal Injury, and Criminal Law. Dave Cherry at 610-565-0300. So now it's time to do my 3 Flyers stars of the game. All right, my number 3 Flyer star of the game. How could it be anybody but Jamie Drysdale? First game as a Flyer. Definitely had his fingerprints on this game. It's been an interesting saying lately, as he was really kind of vintage Jamie Drysdale. The reason why we went out and got him was on display tonight, but on the game tonight for Drysdale, he did have the assist. He only took 2 shots. He blocked 1 as well. But I'm going to give him the 3rd star because of the energy that he brought. The building was alive. His parents were there and all that. And I'm going to give him my third star of the night. My number 2 Flyer star of the night. Owen Tippett, man. Every single game, this guy is all over the place. Had an opportunity there at the end of overtime, trying to really will the puck into the net. But this guy is a engine. He's just running through walls. He plays with his hair on fire. Every single night, he gives the effort. He does have that 1 goal, the pretty little goal there, the first Flyers goal of the night. He finished the night with 1 goal, 5 shots. He did finish with a -1, but I'm going to give Owen Tippett my number 2 star. And my number one Flyer star of the night, yeah, Travis Konechny. How can it not be? Continues his all-star season with the Flyers tonight. Another huge, solid night for Konechny. A goal. He finished with a +1, 2 shots, and 2 block shots as well. So there you have it. My 3 Flyer stars of the night: Jamie Drysdale, Owen Tippett, and Travis Konechny. And don't forget that segment was brought to you by Dave Cherry and the Cherry Injury Group for all your work. I was too fast for my own read. I'm my only guy here. There's no producer here. I keyed up my own thing. I don't know why I did that, but that was brought to you by Dave Cherry. Daniel says, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights is Joe. Dan, what's going on, man? How you doing? Let's take a look now around the National Hockey League. By the way, before we do that, let's spend a minute talking about Cayden Primeau. Listen, the guy was peppered all night long. Finishes with a 9.49 save percentage on the night. Really kept his team, the Canadiens, in it. Overtime, I mean, the Flyers brought everything they had against them, and Primeau was just like a brick wall back there. It's tough. It's tough to lose games like that. I don't care who he plays for. He's a good goalie, obviously Keith Primeau's kid and whatnot. But this kid stood on his head tonight and really kept the Canadiens in the game. You gotta tip your hats to Primeau tonight for the Canadiens. But yeah, so let's move on now. Let's take a look around the NHL in the scores on this Wednesday night here in mid-January, or I guess we're coming up on to mid-January. Games that are currently ongoing right now, it is nothing. Golden Knights and Avalanche out in Colorado in the first period. And the only other game tonight, wow, only 3 games. The only other game was the Dallas Stars all over the Minnesota Wild 7-2. And there you have it. And there's your look around the National Hockey League on this Wednesday night. Well, that was simple. Let's take a look around the farm, or let's take a look at some of our prospects, because we do still have some prospects left, even though we lost the number one or the kid who was the number one prospect. But let's take a look around at some prospects. Some of these players are the players that are going to be draft eligible this year, and hopefully the Flyers might have their opportunity at some of them. Macklin Celebrini, the talented centerman from Boston University, 16 games played, 11 goals, 16 assists, 27 points, 6 penalty minutes, and a +8. Cole Eiserman, who I believe, even though Celebrini right now is the consensus number 1 in the draft, Cole Eiserman to me should be that number 1. Between the national development team and the U.S. national team, he has played 38 games, 40 goals, 26 assists, 66 points, 18 penalty minutes, and a gaudy +40 on the plus-minus side. And Sam Dickinson, the left-hand defenseman from the London Knights, 39 games played, 13 goals, 26 assists, 39 points, 18 penalty minutes, and a +27. As far as the Flyers prospects go now, our new number 1 prospect in the system, Matt V. Michkov, the talented, hopefully Flyer. I mean, I don't know. Has anybody checked it over in Russia and seen what his opinion on all this has been? I'd like to know. If I spoke Russian, I'd reach out to him. But that's, I think, an interesting get. Has anybody asked him the question of what his opinion about all this nonsense is? But he continues his season for Sochi. 35 games played, 13 goals, 16 assists, 29 points, 18 penalty minutes, and a -6. Denver Berkey, the talented center from the London Knights, 37 games played, 21 goals, 39 assists, 60 points, 16 penalty minutes, and a +25. And Oliver Bonk, a right-handed defenseman for the London Knights, 31 games played, 9 goals, 29 assists, 38 points, 18 penalty minutes, and a +1. And a look on the farm, Lehigh, 14-13, 5-1, 34 points, good for 7th place in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference of the American Hockey League. And the Reading Royals are 13-15, 1-1, 28 points, 6th place in the Northern Division of the Eastern Conference of the East Coast Hockey League. And there's your look at the farm and some Flyers prospects on this Wednesday night. And that's going to pretty much do me for the night, folks. 3-2 Flyers win in the shootout. Huge game, as it's really kind of capped off a whirlwind of time over the last 24 hours here in Philadelphia. Cutter Gauthier, obviously, the big story this week. Was this also a wag the dog for the Eagles? Do you think this was also part of it? To get some of the heat off the Eagles this week? We're looking at that storyline, but Cutter Gauthier, the big story. Monday night was traded Jamie Drysdale comes back, gets involved in this game, has an assist. It makes his presence known right away as he helps the Flyers to the 3-2 victory against the Montreal Canadiens, ending their homestand. The Flyers will now head out on the road as they will go to Minnesota, Winnipeg, and St. Louis before coming home next Thursday night against Dallas. And that will be it's going to be an interesting road trip for the Flyers and an interesting road trip for Jamie Drysdale. So begin to kind of get used to being a Flyer and used to the guys. So a huge win tonight, a huge win for the Flyers, huge win for the fans, huge win for Philadelphia. Flyers win 3-2. Don't forget, we have you covered for everything on this week. Here's our schedule here on the Edge of Philly Sports. Check everything out. We got you covered for the Flyers, got you covered for the Eagles that are actually playing a playoff game here later in the week. And we got you covered for the Union and Wings and all that. And here on this show, join Al and Austin this weekend as they will cover you through Minnesota and Winnipeg. And you won't be seeing me until like next week sometime. But I got to leave town again this weekend. But I will be watching, of course. I always do. And don't forget also our fine sponsors here at EOP, Philly Sports Trips, as they get ready for that outdoor game, the Stadium Series game with the Devils on February 17th, and everything else that Philly Sports Trips has to offer you in the world of Philadelphia sports. Dolan's Bar down there at 24 East Sellers Ave in Ridley for Quizzo Music. Great times, memorabilia giveaways. You never know who might walk through the front door. And now that Jamie Drysdale is here, if that was what you needed, then fine. But head over to Sherry's Ticket Town, get some Flyers tickets, great prices, no hidden fees. You'll save additional 10% when you enter the promo code EOP10, and they'll take care of you. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had a good night. And in the immortal words of Mr. Gene Hart, good night and good hockey.